Hey class, and especially Basi. Yeah, I looked at bitext aligning three languages, English, French, and Tahitian. And yeah, you can do it with that LF aligner that I showed you. Let me show you how I did that. So let me go back over here. Let's start here. So here's French. This is the same talk I mentioned in class. Here's French. It says FRA on the end of that URL right there. If I change this to English, we'll see the English version right there. Preaching the gospel of peace. If I type TAH, I get the Tahitian version of this talk right there. And I don't know any Tahitian that looks like it's probably a cognate of evangelist or evangelico in Spanish, so gospel there. But yeah, I'm not getting much personally. I did notice that it looks like they don't have consonant clusters in Tahitian. They broke up the P and the R. See that? Anyway, so yeah, I got all three of those texts. So again, here's the English just as a TXT file, right? Preaching the gospel of peace. Here's the French TXT file that I got from the church's website. I just scraped it. And then here's the Tahitian one version here. And using that bitext line, I'll just go ahead and run it again. Just to explain real quick, so this is a script that's doing the work. It's a Perl script. That PL right there means Perl. It's a programming language. The file type is T for text. The end files, there are three this time. We have an EN. That's what I call this one right here. See where I'm circling with my cursor right now, right there. en.txt. I have a ty.txt right here, the one we're looking at right now. And then the French one, fr.txt. Right there. So those are the end files. And then the languages are EN, TY is the 2-character abbreviation for Tahitian. And then FR for French. And I say all this stuff and I say go. Let's do that. FR is the next language. Do that. I'm not stopping to explain what's happening, but just let it go. There it goes. It says the aligner has terminated successfully. So if I go over to my downloads here, I should have now a TXT file, or a TMX file that is, which is a translation memory file, where I preaching the gospel of peace. And then here's the Tahitian. And here's the French. I can tell that the French, yeah, that's basically what's being said. I don't know Tahitian at all. So let me grab this and ask Google Translate what this is saying. And it doesn't have Tahitian, or at least I couldn't find it here. If I go to Tahitian, it doesn't seem to have Tahitian, but it does have Maori. And the translation of the Maori, it thinks maybe that's Maori, right? Indigenous language of New Zealand. Spread the gospel of the wind. Let's see. Well, I mean, okay, that's what Google Translate thinks, but so let's go back. Oh, where did it go? Sorry, I'm trying to find. There it is. So, preaching the gospel of peace. Anyway, I assume that's correct. Let's jump down to some random place here. How about this? Since last conference, difficulties in the world have continued. And here's the Maori, or excuse me, the Tahitian. Let me copy that to Google Translate here. And it says, as mentioned earlier, there are still problems in the world. That sounds like it's that seemed to align correctly. It's not the exact wording that Google Translate said it would be, but and then this French, I can tell just from my first year French that looks right for this translation. Anyway, so yeah, it works. You get three languages translated, aligned down to the sentence level in three languages. And it said you can do up to like a lot of languages if you wanted to bitext align multiple languages. And then you could put this into, I guess, a translation memory. I would assume, a translation tool like I showed you in the other video. But yeah, so it looks like you can do that. And I assume you could go either way if you put this XML translation memory file into a computer assisted translation tool like the freetm.com that I showed you. I assume you could go from French to Tahitian, or from English to French, Tahitian to one of the other languages, etc. So there you go. Yeah, it does work with Tahitian. See you later.